I just recently came back from going away for 2 weeks on vacation down to Uruguay. Okay, hopefully you can tell by the shirt, the tan, you know. But during that time, I had extremely limited and sometimes no gym access. My diet was essentially uncontrollable for most of it, especially compared to what I'm used to. My sleep schedule was completely messed up day to day. Time zones were different. Schedule and routine changed every single day as well and was completely unpredictable. And of course, I basically tracked absolutely nothing. However, through all of this, 2 weeks later, my goal was to stay lean or even continue to lose fat along the way. And I managed to come back 2 pounds lighter than what I left at. I maintained my leanness, and from here on out, I can continue moving forward. So I want to show you exactly how I was able to do this and how you can do the same. What's good, YouTube? It is Coach John back again with another video. I'm here representing Beyond the Iron, and I drop weekly fitness content on this channel and lifestyle content as well to help you get to your life goals, fitness goals faster, more enjoyably. If you're interested in doing so, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell while you're at it, and thank you for stopping by. Also, I do want to mention that I have plenty of programs to help you get to those fitness goals, and I offer coaching. If you're interested in any of that, you can find all access to it down in the links below. I've got 6 main points I want to cover. That is exactly what I did, what I followed in order to achieve the results I've achieved, stay on track, and not come back from vacation with a great tan but a terrible body. So let's go ahead and get started with the first tip. And this tip is going to be the most practical, but at the same time the most controversial for a lot of people. But trust me, this was a game changer. Now, if you're going away like I did to a very far away place for a decent amount of time, then you probably have a relatively big suitcase and a lot of luggage you're going to be carrying. And so you should have room to bring a scale. I'm talking about a bathroom scale. If you got a thin profiled one like I do, this should be very easy. It shouldn't set your weight over either. This is the first tip I'm going to give you. Now, obviously, if you can't bring along a scale, I recommend that you find one there. You can probably go to a Walmart. Hopefully the place you're going to has a Walmart or something of this sort, where you could probably get one temporarily for 20 bucks for the entire trip, even possibly return it once you're done that trip. The point is you want to have a scale, and here is the reason why. Before you freak out, hear me out. This is probably the biggest contributor as to why I stayed on track. In fact, most of my clients end up doing the same thing because they realize the importance of doing so also, and this is what it is. Now, day to day, I'm not tracking nutrition or anything like that. However, every morning I can step on the scale. That scale reading is going to basically cause me to auto-regulate the diet for the rest of that following day. So there were some days where I stepped on the scale in the morning and I weighed in 5 pounds heavier, meaning I gained 5 pounds overnight. So by default, by seeing that, I realized, okay, today I have to take it easy. I've got to have smaller portions. I got to be a lot more aware as to how much I'm eating and the foods I'm eating and all of that type of stuff. And because of that, I stayed much more alert and on point throughout that day, still eating the foods I wanted to, still enjoying those foods that the country had to offer or wherever it is you are going has to offer, but staying on point. And as a result, the day that I gained 5 pounds, the next day I lost 3, I lost 2, and boom, I was right back on track. And the only way to know that was because I was weighing myself every morning. That's it. Weigh yourself once every morning to get a good gauge as to where you're at and where you need to go to at least stay on track, or at the very least mitigate weight gain. Also, by the way, if you're somebody who doesn't like to weigh themselves at all up until this point, then you can check out this video where I explain the importance of weighing yourself in order to stay on track with your fitness goals anywhere you are at all times. The second point is a very basic, very simple one. That is to do at least one active thing per day. So your goal when you wake up is you are going to accomplish one active thing per day. Now, this could be something as simple as it was for me throughout this trip. Some of those days I would go for a long walk on the beach in the morning. There weren't many people. It was early, the sunrise was coming up, and it was very peaceful, very calming, very stress relieving. It has plenty more benefits than just being active. The main reason for doing this is to keep those steps going, burning lots of calories, keeping the metabolism up so that it's harder to overeat and enter a caloric surplus. And of course, it just feels better to move. If you constantly are sitting, lying around all of vacation, you don't realize it, but you're not enjoying it as much as you could be. Getting up, moving around, whether that is, again, walking on the beach, running on the beach, right? Going for a jog. Maybe it's biking around the city. Again, I did all of these different things. Maybe it's hitting the workouts at your resort gym, hotel gym, or whatever gym you have available, or maybe it's doing a workout on the beach or in your hotel room the second you wake up. You dedicate yourself to maybe 30 minutes or a certain workout that you want that's going to be pretty intense. You do that every single morning and you're good to go. Remember, this is a lifestyle. You don't want to just throw fitness out the window when you're going on vacation like most people do, because then again, most people are fat and out of shape. All right, the third tip is what I like to call leveraging your instincts. So what I mean is this: instinct being when you're hungry or when you're full, you know whether or not you're going to eat or not eat anymore, right? Typically, at least hopefully. Now, how we want to leverage the instinct of hunger and being full is by simply having two things consistently throughout this time. The first one is water. In other words, trying to avoid drinking calories, instead of drinking plenty of water along with your meals, because drinking water while you're eating does fill you up more. So it's going to create the illusion that you've actually eaten more than you have or otherwise would have. And so it's going to keep those calories at bay. The second thing is salads. Now, at least one of my meals per day, which were typically 3 total meals, I would have a big salad. Lots of greens, lots of veggies, some fruits in there sometimes, some healthy fats. This is again going to fill you up with a lot less food. So it's very voluminous food, right? Lots of veggies that have very low calories, but you can eat a ton of them, and it fills you up with these nutrient dense foods, gives you the vitamins, minerals you need. So it's going to hold you over for a long period of time. In other words, it satisfies you. Mix that in with a lot of water throughout the day, and you realize you're not going to be very hungry by the time the next meal comes around, or even by your first meal the next day. Now, like I said, this is only going to be one of the, let's say, 3 or 4 meals that you have per day. So what do you do for the other meals? This comes down to simple discipline of portion control, and this can be very much simplified. For example, if you're at a resort or somewhere where it's a buffet, which is often the case. For example, I had a buffet every single breakfast. I just told myself, how many plates am I going to have? Dedicate yourself to max 2 plates, let's say 1 to 2 plates. If you decide 2, no problem. When you fill that plate, you're not going to be piling things on top of each other, again, like most people like to do. This is like a scarcity mindset in itself. It's like, do you really need extra food to enjoy yourself? It's an instant gratification, instant pleasure that feels good now. You're going to feel like shit when you come back. Trust me, it's not worth it, and you know that. But anyways, when you fill that plate, make sure that you portion it evenly. Do not stack foods on top of one another. Fill each portion so that the plate is full and stop there. Have 1, maybe 2 plates max, have a little dessert, and in this way you can actually enjoy each different type of food, just smaller portions of it. This automatically by default is going to keep calories to a minimum, but at the same time you get to enjoy every type of food. The fourth tip is going to be fasting through the morning time. Now, I'm not going to tell you fast X amount of hours, but an example would be if you're trying to do that one active thing, I definitely recommend doing it first thing in the morning or very soon after waking up. At the same time, try not to eat anything before you do your one active thing. So for me, anytime I went to the gym or that walk on the beach, I did not eat beforehand. I had a tea, I had some water, and that was that. The benefit of this, and otherwise known as intermittent fasting, by the way, is that you're pushing your eating window back. And so you have less time throughout the day to eat. By the time I was eating breakfast, it was maybe 10, 11 a.m. That pushes lunch back to maybe 2, 3 p.m. That pushes dinner back to shortly before bedtime, maybe 8 or 9 p.m. And at that point, you're not looking to stuff your face, as you know you're going to go to sleep soon. So leveraging fasting is important. Instead of eating before you go and do the active thing, since you're probably not going to be as active in general, you want to limit the amount of time you spend eating throughout this time. It's going to also help regulate and leverage those instincts, regulate your hunger, bring it down a notch. Combine that with the portion control and leveraging the instincts with salads and water, and trust me, this is going to be real easy for you. Now, the fifth thing has to do with those workouts or that activity you decide to do. Other than a walk on the beach, if you're going to do some exercises on the beach, push-ups, squats, burpees, or you're going to a gym, my recommendation here is keep intensity as high as possible. In other words, do not focus on building muscle when you're out on these trips, unless you have access to an amazing gym where you can do this. I'm talking more so resort type of vacation going away, because that's the hardest or worst case scenario. If you have access to a great gym and you can stay on point with your training, obviously do that. But if you can't, or if you don't have access to a gym like that, then keep your workout intensity high. How do you do this? Supersetting high reps, okay? In other words, we're aiming for calorie burn, elevating the heart rate, breaking a good sweat. This is actually also going to minimize the amount of time you spend in the gym, but maximize calories burn, again, to boost metabolism metabolism and make sure that you facilitate a caloric deficit at the end of the day, or at least mitigate the caloric surplus. The sixth thing is getting enough sleep. You still want to try to stay on point with the most important part of our lives, of our lifestyle, of our health, which is sleep. Now, keep in mind, you're sleeping in a different bed other than your own, which studies have shown is going to reduce quality of sleep by default. So make sure you're at least getting the quantity that you're used to. 7 to 9 hours is recommended. If you can push a little bit more than 7, because again, quality of sleep is diminished, that would be ideal. Now, why is sleep so important to help with all this? Well, because of course, the more you can sleep, or the more you can regulate that sleep schedule, the higher your willpower is going to be, the better you're going to be at being disciplined to do all of the aforementioned points that I just gave you. Now, don't kid yourself. Discipline is still required. That's part of this lifestyle. Again, if you're going to be like everybody else that goes on vacation, they work hard for vacation, they come on vacation, throw it all out the window, come back and gain 20 pounds, then this isn't the video for you. You should probably watch my other content to get into the lifestyle that you're trying to live every single day, vacation or not. So again, sleep is going to be essential to this lifestyle to keep your discipline high, keep yourself clear-minded, and after all, the point of a vacation is to stay clear-minded, reduce stress, reset, all these types of things. Fitness only enhances that. It doesn't take away from it. Not doing these things and not staying on track during your vacation is only actually going to increase stress, reduce enjoyment, and make it worse when you get back. So I hope that made sense. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If so, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Again, thanks for watching and thanks for stopping by. Apply these tips and I promise you, you will conquer your vacation. You're going to enjoy it more. You're going to come back lean or leaner, and you're going to be happy that you did all that. And going forward, you're never going to fear vacation again. Instead, you're going to look more forward to it. So again, thank you so much for watching. Also, I do want you to remember that 2 weeks, let's say you're gone for 2 weeks, 2 weeks of not working out the way that you're used to is not going to cause you to lose all of your progress and all of your gains, okay? You might lose some seemingly during that time, but you'll gain it back within the next week. It's only the people that overeat, throw fitness on the back burner entirely on these vacations, that come back with no motivation or feeling and looking terrible, and they gotta start from square one. Just don't be that person. You will be fine. And again, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends, and I'll be seeing you in the next video as always. I'm out.